Hello, everybody. My dissertation proposal presentation is called Transforming Developmental Reading Through Information Literacy. And I'm going to try to go very fast through this so we don't take up too much time. So I'm going to do a 3-journal article format. We'll have an introduction. Chapters 2, 3, and 4 will be the journal articles, and then a discussion. Chapter 2 is called Transforming Developmental Reading Through Information Literacy, Scaling Up a Contextualized Reading Curriculum from Pilot Phase to Full Program Implementation. This chapter is a little bit different in that the outline is a little bit different than what you would see because it is talking about the development of a program from pilot to full implementation. So in the review of the literature, I'm going to take a look at these 4 things, but I'm going to look at them very quickly. You can come back and look at the PowerPoint later if it's of interest for you. And then in the other chapters in the PowerPoint, I'll focus on different parts of the literature as well. So we know that skill and drill does not work, especially in developmental reading courses. And so we want students to use literacy strategies as they're reading. And we know one way for students to learn those literacy strategies is through contextualization. We know that contextualization works for students where they are using skills or in a context that's similar to what they will be seeing in other college level coursework. And contextualization also uses adult learning principles when we use disciplinary literacy strategies. And those adult learning principles help them to be able to remember better. Another important piece in our curriculum development is in regards to the research and information literacy. And using library staff to teach students about information literacy helps students to be able to manipulate the library's information resources, use technologies to be able to retrieve those resources, know how to evaluate and comprehend those resources as well. And if you use information literacy in a contextualized manner in a classroom, then it can lead to students being capable and confident in their research, and then they can apply that to subsequent courses. We also know that in a change in curriculum and in curriculum development, that faculty development is a key piece. So in looking at the research and faculty development, we know that there must be training for faculty, that faculty need to feel on board by sharing the value of student success, that they need to have an incentive for being part of the faculty development, and that it needs to be ongoing, collaborative, purposeful, and create an atmosphere of trust where faculty feel that they can be involved in the process. The theoretical framework that we chose in our curriculum develop was the theoretical framework of constructivism, because that goes with the adult learning experience and contextualization, where students can construct meaning through experience. They are actively engaged. It promotes interaction. Students work with other students, which is a needed workforce skill. And that these constructivist strategies will lead to students being self-directed learners, especially as they move forward in their college career. So what we found with our curriculum, our past curriculum in our developmental reading, is that especially our adjunct faculty were using skill and drill textbooks, and our students were not prepared, as we see in the research, for college level text when they use the skill and drill textbooks. We have some very successful learning communities, but it is not feasible to have learning communities for all developmental reading courses because they are time consuming and they are a drain on financial resources as well. Therefore, it is difficult to have adjunct faculty involved in the learning community experience. We know that information literacy can lead to increases in academic achievement, retention, and skills. So we wanted to be able to incorporate information literacy into our courses so that students can have that learning community experience without having two completely different courses integrated into the learning communities. So we felt this was a way that we would be able to develop a standalone developmental reading curriculum with a contextualized, integrated information literacy skills portion that helps students to develop the skills they need, the information literacy and reading skills that they need for courses in the future. What's significant about this study is that a lot of the research is not over a fully contextualized course. It's usually something that's just a study maybe over one semester with one class or one or two assignments. There is also very little data when you integrate information literacy in a developmental reading course. We also have not seen any type of studies that show a contextualized developmental reading program from pilot to full integration. And we also believe it will be important to see for national research the gain scores, completion, persistence, and course completion on a large scale for developmental reading students. Our reading program is at Chandler Gilbert Community College, which is a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona. We serve about 19,000 students. In the fall of 2014, we had about 432 developmental reading students with the median age of 21.2. We have 3 full-time and 12 to 15 adjunct faculty, depending on the semester. We have 2 developmental reading courses, one O81 and O91. With this course curriculum change, we are accelerating our O81 course to an O81 100 fast track, which takes students through 2 courses in one semester. Our Reading O91 course is being replaced with a Reading 100 course that is new to our district. And the beauty about it is that it has a transfer elective status. So that was one impetus for us in changing this course. Another reason why we changed the course from Reading O91 from Reading 100, because it was a transfer elective, number one. But as we decided to revamp the curriculum, we took advantage of our Maricopa Millions project at our district that is striving to save students millions of dollars by not having to purchase textbooks. So we received an Open Education Resources Project grant, which provided the 3 of us who developed this course curriculum a 3 credit hours stipend over 1 year. It wasn't much money, but at least it was a little bit to help us with our development. We began this in the summer of 2014 with research and then development of our curriculum. We piloted it twice in the fall and spring of 2014 and 15, and we are now fully implementing it in the fall of 2015. For the curriculum development, we wanted to integrate library faculty-led teaching and learning in the developmental reading curriculum. It is project-based. It culminates in a service learning project at the Boys and Girls Club for high school students. It is a 3-unit, we have 3 units within the curriculum. It is scaffolded learning, so the students continually come back to previous learning and take it in a deeper level. And the students learn literacy strategies for different types of text that they hopefully will encounter in other college level courses. and they learn information literacy strategies that they, in context, that they can then use in subsequent courses as well. Our first unit, in every one of our units, we use 3 novels to drive the research. Our first unit uses Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. We started with 3 information literacy projects, and you can see the information literacy databases we use and the content areas that we used. Unit 2, we started with the book Deadline by Chris Crutcher. We used 2 information literacy projects, incorporating what was used before into a new database, and then those are the content areas that we used. Our final unit was the autobiography biography called The Other Wes Moore by Wes Moore. And we had one final project, which was a culminating service learning project where students took everything that they've previously learned, plus a couple more databases. And this was all student-driven and student-led. So they created this project on their own to deliver to students at the Boys and Girls Club. Faculty development was a big part of this program, and in the faculty development, as you can see, we had ongoing faculty development that started in fall 2014 and is continuing through this day. Again, continuing on the faculty development, we had to make sure that the faculty were not only familiar with the curriculum, but also familiar with our learning management system, which we use Canvas instead of Blackboard. So right now we make sure that we have bi-monthly meetings. We meet 2 times a month. In December of 2015, our faculty will be completing a survey to see how they felt about the curriculum. We will be doing a debrief to see if there's any type of changes that we need to make in the curriculum as well. Our pilot phases were in fall of 2014 and 2015. They utilized 2 and 3 of the pilot courses. And then we went to the full implementation this fall, where we are implementing it with 25 developmental reading courses. And we have 4 of the fast track courses, 13 of the reading courses, 3 full-time faculty are involved, 10 adjunct, and 3 full-time library faculty, and 5 adjunct library faculty as well. So we have a lot of instructors involved in the full implementation. That's going to take us up to Chapter 3. So I'm going to stop the program here, and then we'll go quickly through Chapters 3 and Chapters